Welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we are setting the stage for an epic look at the invisible war happening all around us, literally every single second of every single day. We're going to pull back the curtain on the microscopic world and explore the biology and management of pathogenic microorganisms. So get ready, because what you can't see is truly fascinating.
I want you to imagine a microscopic threat, a tiny, completely unseen invader that can cause anything from the mildest, most annoying infections to, well, severe, life-threatening conditions. And it's not just humans who are under attack here. These microscopic enemies target animals and plants, too. They're everywhere, and yet they operate completely out of sight.
So let's define exactly what we're dealing with. Pathogenic microorganisms are microbes that invade a host organism and cause harm by damaging tissues, producing toxins, or triggering harmful immune responses. And understanding these specific pathogens isn't just some academic exercise. It is absolutely essential for medicine, for biotechnology, and of course for our global public health. Knowing the enemy is the very first step to defeating them.
Section 1. The Invisible Invaders.
Okay, let's dive into this. We need to draw a sharp contrast right off the bat. On one side, we have our pathogenic microbes, the bad guys that invade hosts, damage tissues, and produce dangerous toxins. But it's vital to remember that not all microbes are out to get us. On the other side are non-pathogenic microbes. These are the good guys, or maybe just neutral bystanders, that live harmlessly within us and often provide massive benefits to our bodies. Today, though, our focus is squarely on those invaders. We basically face 5 main types of pathogens. First up are bacteria, which are single-celled organisms responsible for heavy hitters like tuberculosis and cholera. Then we have viruses like COVID-19 and influenza. These are particularly tricky because they're obligate intracellular parasites, meaning they literally require our own host cells to replicate. We also battle fungi, causing issues like candidiasis and ringworm, and protozoa, which are often water-dwelling eukaryotes bringing us diseases like malaria and amoebic dysentery. And finally, we have algae, which might actually surprise you.
Now, what's really interesting is this algae surprise. We usually think of algae as, totally harmless pond scum or ocean flora, right? But some are pathogenic. The red tide algae, known scientifically as Carenia brevis, can actually cause severe neurotoxicity. It harms marine life and can even cause food poisoning in humans through contaminated seafood. It just goes to show danger can come from the most unexpected branches of the tree of life.
Section 2. Routes of attack. Pathogens are incredibly opportunistic in how they breach our physical defenses. They can spread through direct skin-to-skin or sexual contact, or indirectly when you touch a contaminated surface, which is actually known as a fomite. They can launch an airborne assault via a sneeze, hitch a ride in contaminated water, or improperly cooked food, or even use vectors like mosquitoes, flies, and ticks as tiny Trojan horses to get to us.
Once they're inside, they deploy their arsenal. We call these virulence factors, and you can really think of them as the pathogen's lockpicks and weapons. They produce toxins that actively poison us. Some even have physical capsules that literally hide them from our immune system, kind of acting like an invisibility cloak. They use adhesion proteins to stick tightly to our cells, and they secrete powerful enzymes that break down our host tissues to pave their way deeper inside.
Section 3. The Battle Inside You.
But hey, your body isn't defenseless. We have a seriously robust internal security force. We've got physical shields like our skin acting as a massive wall. Internally, we deploy white blood cells and highly specific antibodies to hunt down invaders. We use the inflammatory response to flood a breach site with defenses, and we even turn up the heat, literally, using a fever to create a completely inhospitable environment for the pathogens. And this brilliantly illustrates the step-by-step domino effect when a disease actually takes hold. Step 1. The pathogen overcomes your defenses. Step 2. In the absolute chaos of the battle, our own intense immune response often ends up causing tissue damage. It's a bit of friendly fire, really. And Step 3. The pathogen's toxins successfully disrupt our normal cell function. That 3-step process, that is exactly what you experience as being sick. Now, once the pathogen wins that initial battle, the resulting infection takes different forms. It can be an active infection, which is an acute short-term strike like the flu, or maybe a chronic, long-term siege that lasts for years. Alternatively, the invader might opt for a latent infection. This is a dormant phase where the pathogen essentially goes to sleep and hides perfectly within the host, just waiting for the ideal moment to reactivate.
Section 4. Weapons of Prevention.
We've built up quite a defensive arsenal on our own over the years. It starts with behavioral basics, rigorous hygiene, hand washing, sanitation, and food safety protocols. Then we bring in the heavy artillery, vaccinations that preemptively teach our immune system what to look for, alongside drugs like antibiotics and antivirals to actively kill infections. We even take the fight directly to the environment with massive vector control programs like mosquito management.
But modern biotechnology is truly giving us the upper hand here. We now have rapid diagnostic tests that identify the threat in minutes, genetic mapping to decode pathogen DNA, and advanced biosensors that can literally sniff out pathogens in the environment before they ever reach a host. And of course, we are constantly developing new, highly targeted antimicrobial drugs.
Section 5. The future of pathogen control.
So you might be wondering, why do we pour so many resources into this invisible war? Well, it's about protecting you and your community. It's absolutely vital for preventing massive disease outbreaks before they start, outsmarting major modern threats like antibiotic resistance, and ensuring the food on your table and the water in your glass are completely safe.
And the future? It is absolutely thrilling. The advances coming down the pipeline in biotechnology are just mind-blowing. We are talking about personalized medicine tailored specifically to your genetic makeup. We're looking at CRISPR-based antimicrobial therapies, literally editing the genetics of the threat itself. We have next-generation mRNA vaccines that can be developed at lightning speed. We're even utilizing AI-based disease prediction systems to model and stop outbreaks before human doctors even realize there's a pattern.
Which leaves us with this final, massive question to consider. With AI prediction spotting outbreaks instantly and CRISPR therapies allowing us to rewrite the genetic battlefield, are we finally on the verge of outsmarting our oldest invisible enemies? The pace of human innovation is staggering, and as we continue to shine a light on the invisible world, we just might be. Thank you so much for diving into this with me. Keep exploring, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.